Okay, Thursday's highlights from GreatStockPicks.com. I'm going to start with my best call of the day because I'm making the video, so I have that choice. A very nice one here. Let me explain why. If you watched last night's watch list video, we had CVI on watch. Okay, down 2 big days in a row. You had some consolidation here to the left. You had the 100-day moving average. So we put it on bounce watch for today. Now, typically that means if you've watched any of our videos, I'm looking for a narrow range on the day and then a break out of that range later in the day, you know, for a bounce play. Okay, but what happened in CVI's case is it just opened and just kept selling. Okay, so I really wasn't even watching this because I remember I'm looking for a narrow range. It just kept selling, selling, selling. Well, one of our members had shorted this. I'm not even sure where, but he kept updating how he was moving his stops and adjusting his stops and taking some off the table. And finally, I just kept seeing CVI. And then I realized, hey, wait a minute, we have that on bounce watch. If it's getting killed, might be getting near support on the daily. So I brought it up. Now, this was a solid red candle at the time. It was about 26.30, hadn't been down to 26 yet. But I looked at the daily and said, man, this has really nice support here at 26. And it's been decimated for a couple days. Great area to start looking for an entry, okay? Let's switch back to fives. And when it looked like this and it's headed down, I told everybody I'm expecting what we call a wash and rinse. So we're expecting it to go below 26. I might have been saying 36, I'm not sure. Below 26 and take out the stops. So I switched to twos, 2-minute candles at the time, and lo and behold, it did exactly that. Goes down to 25.98. Now, how do we enter this? I don't guess. I don't want to just grab it down here because it might fall another dollar, right? So what I did was I just switched to 2-minute candles and make it break a previous 2-minute candle's high, which would have been a break of this candle's high, 26.07. Worst case stop, 20 cents below was my idea to give it some wiggle room. But I said if you want to use candlesticks, your stop's 25.93, which is only 14 cents risk. I had 20 cents risk, and from 26.22, let me switch to fives here so you can see where it is. I just sold my last little bit right up here around 27.20. So over a dollar move in our favor on either 14 cents or 20 cents risk. Both of them held depending on how our members played it. But a very, very nice grab here. And when you look at the daily, it's kind of fun to look at this tail here and know that we grabbed it right about the bottom of this tail just by using charts. So CVI, super nice. Now, if I bring over the results page, you'll see the only one with the date on it from today is CVI 524. I get a lot of flack from people that say, why don't you post all your calls? So I try to use these videos to go over all the calls, but just remember, you know, I just put highlights on there, and I'll give you some examples. UAL, United Airlines, was super strong this morning. I gave a verbal idea of UAL over this candle right here with a stop below this candle, okay? I didn't type it out. I just said it over the microphone. UAL might be a nice fives, which is 23.24, stop 23.08. And from 23.24, almost a buck went, well, no, that's not true. Went to 23.95. So about 70-cent move on, what did I say the risk was? 24 to 08, what is that, 16 cents? So a very nice move there. I didn't put it on the highlight page, but that was an idea I put forth in chat. eBay, super strong this morning. One of our favorite entries, and I was talking about this live. One of our members actually brought it to my attention. eBay, very strong, gap up, and normally here it looks horrible, but it's near that 5-minute candle 8-period moving average. That's typically on a gap up or a strong stock. This is typically the area where you want to, where if it's going to bounce, it could bounce. Okay, we try to get near this moving average by switching to 2-minute candles. Okay, so I did say over the mic, eBay on a twos setup could work nicely. I didn't call it or didn't take it, didn't write it down, but it's another example. eBay would have been 39.97, a dime stop, and from 39.97 it gets to 40.47. Okay, a 50-cent move there over the course of whatever that is, about a half hour, maybe an hour. No, about a half hour. eBay, not on the results page, but it was an idea I put forth that put forth in chat. SBAC, exact same setup. SBAC was on our watch list because of the early volume spike here. Okay, look what happens when it gets down to that moving average. Switch to twos. I said the same thing on SBAC as I did on eBay. Would have been over this candle right here, and it was less than a dime risk, I think. Let me double check that. 52.04. No, 52.12, 52.04. 8 cents risk from 52.12 makes it almost to 53. Okay, so there was the entry just like eBay. This was the entry. This was the stop idea I put out. It's not on the highlights page because I don't want people saying, well, you didn't officially, you didn't officially write it down and call it. I'm trying to get our members to not harp on that so much, to really just view the chat room as a place where a lot of ideas are put out, and you can look at the chart and decide if you like the setup, decide if you like the idea, and take it. All right. A lot of times I don't even have time to type it out. So a lot of talking, projecting. I like to project the charts when I can, which means it goes on every member's screen. But there was another really, really nice idea. Now, UNH was a blunder of mine that met all my parameters and was a great trade for some of our members. And the only reason I blew it was here in this area. Sorry about that. UNH in this area, I was looking for a long, and I got cute and switched to ones. When twos are my default, okay? I switched to ones, called it long here, it triggered and then stops out. And if I had just used twos like I always do, and some of our members said, to heck with Mike, I'm using twos, 55.78, 55.60 stop. 55.78 is pretty quickly to 56.20. So, again, there's a scenario where I got cute, switched to ones, I lost money on it, and several of our members just kept the twos and did well. Let's see what else. Facebook. Several times today I mentioned over this base. Facebook was kind of flagging here. I said over this base, Facebook could make a move toward the high of the day. And then I took my eyes off it, but look what happens on the base break. A quick, 30, 40 cent move? So anyone that took that did well. YUM, using one of the methods we teach. YUM, right in this area, I drew it to everybody's attention, right here, as a possible long, because it had support from yesterday and was at another area that we teach in chat that was a support area as well. Right in this 69.60 area, the thing goes up over $1 from there. So there's another thing, not on the results page because it was just a mention by me as, hey, I like YUM here, but I didn't type it out, and gave a great move. So anyway, in short, a lot of good ideas put out in chat. They don't all make the highlight page, not because I'm hiding something. There's tons of good trades every day. Oh, I don't say tons every day, but there's good trades all the time that don't make that highlights page because I don't want people saying, well, you didn't type it out. Okay, it was still given out there over the mic. EMC mentioned a short idea right there. Okay, bumping up into that falling 8-period moving average would have been a great short. I know I had at least one member thank me for that one. Even at the time the SPY was bouncing or running, that short still worked. Okay, and I think that's about it from the day. Looking over my notes here, I think that's it. So I'll leave it at that. If I missed anything, I didn't mean to. But overall, nope, that is what. I just remembered one more. Kohl's was my blunder of the day, KSS. I called KSS as a short idea. And I'll give you the reason real quick, too. Kohl's, KSS, was running nicely for like 4 or 5 days in a row. Coming up into a cluster here, right? A lot of resistance to the left. On 60s, you can kind of see back here, it used to be support, was I viewed as possible resistance, okay? What happened was I called Kohl's as a short. I don't know the exact price. I think 49.53 right here, or actually right here, 49.53. And it didn't fall very far and then rips through the high of the day. But if you look at the SPY at that exact same time, you can see exactly. Right when I called the Kohl's short, the SPY was right about here and then rips through the high of the day. Never really had a chance for Kohl's to work. But anyway, that was an idea of a short that didn't work. Otherwise, a really good day. Had a guy make 2 lifetime memberships today on CVI. Somebody else got over $1 on CVI share. Don't know how much they made. So anyway, good day. I'm not going to babble any further. We'll talk to you guys later.